Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and now we are officially looking into the month of December. Both the LMU men's and women's basketball teams are preparing to make the turn before the holiday break, and of course the Lincoln Memorial University volleyball team is still in action. That's a good thing at this point in the season, as they are in the NCAA Southeast Region Tournament this weekend down in Savannah, Georgia. And we'll talk to Jenny Michael a little bit about that later on this evening in the show. Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's basketball teams in full swing. And, of course, the Railsplitters, now number 12 nationally ranked, still unbeaten among all their opponents this year, and 1-0 in SAC play as well. We'll talk about their most recent win over Tusculum College and last week's action. And, unfortunately, the Lady Railsplitters suffered their second and third losses of the year last week, and we'll talk about that, as well as covering everything that's been going on with Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. Stay with us right here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Over the weekend, the Lincoln Memorial University women's basketball team traveled south to Pensacola, Florida, and their old stomping grounds of the Gulf South Conference to participate in the 2012 UWF Thanksgiving Classic hosted by the University of West Florida. On Friday, the Lady Railsplitters took on host University of West Florida in the opening round play and fell for only the second time this season by the final margin of 46-41. Junior forward Miranda Bodie led the Lady Railsplitters in scoring with 10 points, while also grabbing 10 boards. Sophomore Adina Musa came off the bench to carry the LMU women on the glass by pulling 13 rebounds in the loss. And on Saturday, the Lady Railsplitters took on former GSC Eastern Division foe University of West Alabama. Although the game was tight throughout, LMU led by 27-26 at the break before leading by 13 on 2 occasions during the second half and eventually holding off a late Tiger run to come away with a 70-64 victory. Senior guard Kelsey Bradford led the Lady Railsplitters with 19 points while hitting 9 of 10 shots from the free throw line. LMU forward Miranda Bodie chipped in another 12 points while collecting 7 rebounds to lead the Lady Railsplitters on the glass. On Wednesday evening, the Lady Railsplitters traveled over to Greenville, Tennessee to open the 2012-2013 South Atlantic Conference schedule against the Pioneers of Tusculum College. At 4-2 overall, the Lady Railsplitters were playing their third game in the past 6 days, while Tusculum was coming off of a pair of big holiday weekend wins in the Rollins Thanksgiving Tournament, in which they defeated Charleston of West Virginia and Rollins College. Wednesday's game turned out to be no contest as the Lady Railsplitters shot themselves in the foot in the first half by committing 18 turnovers, which led to a 15-point 33-18 deficit at the half. Although LMU took much better care of the ball in the second half with only 4 turnovers, the hole dug in the first 20 minutes of play proved to be too much to overcome, and the Lady Railsplitters lost their sack opener to the Pioneers 66-47 to fall to 4-3 on the year and 0-1 in conference play. Senior forward Mariah Richardson was the only LMU player to make it into double figures. Richardson scored 10 points, while junior forward Miranda Bodie collected 11 rebounds to pace LMU on the boards. And this Sunday, the Lady Railsplitters traveled to Newberry, South Carolina to take on Newberry College in their final South Atlantic Conference matchup before the upcoming Christmas break. Saturday afternoon's bout with the Wolves is set for a 2 p.m. tip and will be broadcast through the Lincoln Memorial University Athletics website via assistance from the Newberry Sports Network. And turning to men's basketball, on Saturday afternoon, the Lincoln Memorial University men's team once again successfully defended its national ranking when the Railsplitters played host to the Tigers of Hiwassee College in the Tex Turner Arena. Although the Railsplitters led the all-time series with Hiwassee at 6-0 entering Saturday's game, the Tigers are a much improved team from a year ago and had hopes of making a game of it. Josh Schertz and his team, on the other hand, had other things in store for the Tigers as the Railsplitters came out as strong as they have all season, hitting 59.4% of their shots from the floor and 83.3% of their attempts from the free throw line to take a dominating 46-24 lead into the locker room. In the second half, the LMU men gave Hiwassee more of the same as the Railsplitters extended their already enormous lead to as many as 47 points in the second half before coming away with a 93-48 win. After the game, we talked with Railsplitter head coach Josh Schertz and got his thoughts on his team's performance.
He's been really, really good. Obviously, it was fantastic today in the first half, got us off to a great start. And I think Dustin Craig's numbers weren't unbelievable, but he's played really, really well back-to-back games. And I thought, I was really concerned with our post depth without Vinny Bailey. That's been, an ongoing deal. And I thought today, Kurt McMillan really showed, some signs. I thought Jerosi Simpson played well. I thought Keenan Peterson played well. So really the 5 posts that are healthy and playing, I thought all did a nice job today. And then on the backcourt, same thing. I thought we saw some good things from C.J. Wakely, some good things from Tim Pierce and even Chance Jones and Tristan Hicks. Everybody that touched the floor today contributed, which was
Josh Schertz and his number 12 nationally ranked Railsplitters traveled over to Greenville, Tennessee to open South Atlantic Conference play against Michael Jones and the Pioneers of Tusculum College. The Railsplitters entered Wednesday evening's matchup with TC on the heels of their Saturday afternoon 93-48 mauling of the Tigers of Hiwassee. Wednesday evening, that win didn't come as easily for the Railsplitters and the Pioneers as they battled through what turned out to be the most physical game between the two teams in recent memory. 56 fouls were called in the game, with both teams losing players before the end of the game due to fouling out. LMU took on a narrow 31-25 lead into the locker room and was able to extend that lead to as many as 14 with a little more than 4 minutes to play before eventually capturing an 83-70 win over the Pioneers to improve to 5-0 overall and 1-0 in league action. The Railsplitters were led in scoring by senior guard Cam Carden, who put in 17 points while handing out 5 assists. Sophomore point guard Lorenza Ross chipped in 16 points, although struggled offensively most of the night. Senior guard Wally Jones added 12 points, while junior forward Vincent Bailey made the comeback from a slight knee injury sustained in the early minutes of the Trevecca game and played 15 minutes while scoring 10 points. Senior forward Dustin Craig took top rebounding honors with 7 boards. And this Saturday, the Railsplitters traveled to South Carolina to take on the Wolves of Newberry College in their final conference meeting of 2012. UVA-Wise, King College, and Augusta State close out the first part of the schedule before making the turn after the new year. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk with Jenny Michael about her and the Lady Railsplitters making their 5th consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament and this weekend's battle in the opening round with number 4 seed Tusculum College. It's all on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Stay with us.
Children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I guess we'll take Morty. Yes.
Pick last. Ouch. A vault will put you back on top. It quenches and kicks. Incoming! Yeah! Minnesota mercenary! Vault! Drinks like a soda, kicks like an energy drink. Get to it!
History comes alive at the Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University in Harrogate, Tennessee. Located 60 miles north of Knoxville and 5 minutes from the entrance of Cumberland Gap National Historic Park, the museum is home of one of the largest privately held Lincoln collections in the country.
A place to learn and play. My museum includes interactive exhibits as well as special events and educational programs. For more information, go to www.lmunet.edu.
We represent the Coke brand. We would like to sue Coca-Cola Zero.
Would you say that we have a case?
For what?
For taste infringement.
We want to just sue them back to the Stone Age to send a message that they're tampering with really the flagship of the company.
It's one company. It's like you suing yourself.
Yeah.
But they're on a different part of our floor.
Da, 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 da. Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. This weekend, Jenny Michael and her Lady Railsplitter volleyball team embark on another NCAA Southeast Region tournament appearance when they travel to Savannah, Georgia for the first round action, the quarterfinals of the 2012 NCAA Southeast Region tournament. Coach, the 5th consecutive appearance for the Lady Railsplitter program. Your second as head coach here at LMU. Got to be good times here at LMU right now.
Thank you very much. Yeah, very excited at all that the girls have accomplished, not just this season, but the last several years. The history that they're building is pretty impressive.
The thing about the tournament is, you go in and you figure, okay, we're going to go in, we're going to see some new competition. First round, we draw Tusculum. They're the 4 seed, we're the 5 seed, and we're going to see a very familiar face when Michael Robinson and his squad come down there to Savannah.
Yes, sir. Chief has done a great job this year. He got, co-coach of the year for the conference, and honestly, it just speaks volume at how difficult our conference has been this season. We've got 5 teams in the top 8 slots from our conference represented, and we've seen it all year. Wingate went down for the first time in a long time. A lot of teams have been quote unquote upset, if you will, but really and truly just the level of competition has been outstanding day in and day out whenever we're playing our conference opponents.
We're watching footage from the LMU versus Tusculum match back in September. LMU took the upper hand in regular season play by knocking off the Pioneers in the Mary E. Mars. Tusculum has taken the next 2 meetings, once in regular season, once in postseason in the SAC tournament. This being the 4th time the 2 teams have met, Coach, this has got to be building a huge rivalry between LMU and Tusculum.
It is, definitely, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, we will be seeing them for the 4th time this year, but honestly, I really feel like it's anybody's game. They've got the upper hand on us right now. They're up 2-1 in the series, and we would like nothing better than to try to make that a little even.
Let's talk about this appearance for the Lady Railsplitters this year in the tournament. You've been in several different leagues throughout your career as a coach. You've been in several different divisions. How hard is it for a team in its, I don't want to say infant stages of a program like LMU. They're not really infant stages. We've been around for a while, but how hard is it for a team to make it 5 consecutive years?
Well, I'll be really honest, I don't know that I've been around long enough to necessarily really grasp and appreciate how impressive that is. It's an amazing thing that Coach Smith started, and very fortunate that we're able to continue it right now. I think it would be great to find out. That's a great question. I honestly don't know different programs throughout the country, just how many consecutive trips they've made or how many trips. You've got some perennials that are really solid down in the Sunshine State Conference, like Tampa and Florida Southern. Some of those guys have been doing this for a really long time at a very high level, but countrywide, I'm honestly not sure what kind of records are out there.
You've got several seniors on your squad, and of course, a couple of them came in as sophomore, but Brittany Pugh came in as a freshman 4 years ago. She has enjoyed going to the NCAA tournament 4 years now with this year's appearance. That's got to be quite an accomplishment for her to take out in her final year as a Lady Railsplitter.
Absolutely. I know last season, Candace Richardson was, I believe, the first one to go her entire career. And then this year, I believe Brittany and Kristen, I think, have both, all 4 years, been a part of that as well.
Well, the Lady Railsplitters certainly have managed to capture the best part of the game here over the last several years. 4, maybe 5, maybe even more than that, 20-win seasons in a row. And this year's tournament is just loaded with talent. Of course, Wingate's right up there among the leaders again. They started off a little bit rough, but they've got to be one of the favorites in this tournament.
Absolutely, and going in until the last 2 regional votes, they were actually #1 in the region, and you know, a little bit of a eyebrow raiser. You know, they hadn't lost, and they still managed to slip from that #1 spot down to #2, and which is going to allow Armstrong to host the regional tournament. So we're excited to travel somewhere different other than Charlotte, North Carolina, to be honest. Savannah's a beautiful town, and Will's got a great facility down there. It's very conducive to a fun volleyball environment. So we're really excited for our girls to get a chance to experience it.
Almost like going home for you, isn't it?
In some senses, yes, sir, it is. Spent a little time in that gym before.
Coach, when you look at the teams in this year's tournament, and we compared them in terms of one of the favorites having to be Wingate, let's go back throughout the regular season and look at the way these teams got there. I mean, you said early in one of our first broadcasts that the parity in the conference this year was just crazy. We've seen the level of competition really push Wingate, despite the fact that they ran the table after losing those 2 conference matches. We've seen it very close in a lot of those late season, regular season matches.
Absolutely, and honestly, again, having only seen Wingate now for the 2nd year in a row, I would like to argue for their case that they may be one of the strongest teams that they've had, because they've actually had to face some adversity and they've had to be in some tough situations. You know, they've been in some 5-set matches, and you know, they've had to come out and pull out some victories, and you know, they haven't necessarily walked into every gym this year and just been so dominant across the board. They've had to fight and scrap, and I think that ultimately that'll make them a better team down the stretch. Well,
certainly in your first 2 years at the helm of the Lady Railsplitter program, I think you picked up right where Mike Smith left off, and actually in a lot of cases took it to a different level. That being said, this year you will graduate several individuals who have meant so much to this program over the last several years. Chelsea Farron, of course, one of those individuals. You got Jen Drum, you got Blair Fowler, nobody can forget her. You've already mentioned Kristen Cantrell and Brittany Pugh. That's a big hit to take in 1 year with 5 people that mean so much to the program.
Well, actually, Chelsea's a junior, so we'll be fortunate. We'll have her back. Chelsea and Caitlin Walton are the 2 juniors that will be rising seniors for next year's team. But most definitely, you know, we've mentioned earlier in the season, we're very top and bottom heavy. You know, having 4 seniors that will be graduating and all of them seeing significant playing time. It's going to be a blow for sure, but we have a lot of young kids in the program right now that are working hard, that at points in time this season already have had to step up and not replace, but just, you know, I mean, it's tough for any one person to have a perfect night day in and day out. So we've had some times where we've, you know, faltered a little bit. We've had some young kids come in there and step up, and I'm really excited to see them continue to develop this spring and see what they're capable of next fall, combined with you know, a 2013 recruiting class that we've already got several commitments for, and excited to continue to add on to that.
All right, we got a couple minutes left in the show, Coach. Real quick, let's get back to practice this week in preparation for the tournament. What has your team looked like, and what do you think the energy level is like going into the tournament?
Well, we gave them a bunch of time off, honestly, and which I think was good. We have some injuries that we're hoping to get people back from, and having, you know, a very large senior core. I mean, they're banged up. They're at the end of their career. They need a little bit of a, you know, a timeout, a little bit of a break. So we were very fortunate, like having the regional tournament after Thanksgiving, gave people time off to, you know, go home, eat too much turkey, too many desserts, come back, work that off a little bit. Last night actually was our first practice, and a little rusty at first, but again, once we got rid of the extra stuffing and the too many cookies that we had, we got after it and was very, very happy with the level that we came back at.
Actually, Sunday night was your all's first practice from break, right?
Yes. What day is today?
Well, today's Thursday.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you.
All right. So anyway, all right, Coach, the itinerary for the week's travel and the event down in Savannah.
Yes, we will be heading out early Wednesday morning, and then we will get down there, have some lunch down on River Street. We have an opportunity to practice at their facility Wednesday evening, and then Thursday we get after it and play at 5 o'clock.
All right. Well, Coach, listen, it's an exciting time here for LMU fans. I know that Your fan base on the road trips will probably be much better in the NCAA tournament with the parents going down, particularly the senior parents, but I know you'll have a good following down there. For those of us watching in right now that may catch the show and might be going down for the tournament, some things to do maybe in Savannah other than the tournament when the Lady Railsplitters aren't playing?
Forsyth Park is absolutely beautiful, beautiful fountain there and a lot of walking, very active area. And then, you know, downtown Savannah, honestly, it sells itself. You know, there's a lot of little vintage shops down there, a lot of different restaurants, and just honestly the different squares downtown. Of course, you've got, you know, Forrest Gump Square and some different things like that. So there's quite a bit of touristy activities to do other than just being stuck in a gym for 12 hours in a day. So definitely anybody that can have a chance to come out, come check it out. Savannah's a beautiful city and see some great volleyball action.
Love the river area down there, the Spanish moss hanging from the trees, the horse-drawn carriages in various places. And Coach, as I'm told, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the largest St. Patrick's Day party in the country is in Savannah, Georgia. Is that not true?
You know, I've heard about that. You know, I don't know. We might have to ask some locals about it and see.
All right. Well, for all of you Irish people down there, like myself, we'll go down and enjoy. Coach, best of luck in the tournament this weekend.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Lady Railsplitters taking on the Pioneers of Tusculum, number 5 versus number 4, and we wish the LMU women the best of luck. We'll be back right after this on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Nestled at the foot of the Cumberland Gap, Lincoln Memorial University honors the vision and spirit of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's values are perfectly in sync with the modern educational experience at LMU. Our students find personal attention is a way of life and a way to success. If Lincoln Memorial University fits your vision of college, visit our website at lmunet.edu for more information.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Again, we want to wish Jenny Michael and the Lady Railsplitters best of luck. They will enter the NCAA tournament as the number 5 seed, taking on number 4 seed Tusculum College. And, of course, that one will take place early tonight, Thursday evening, down in Savannah, Georgia. Beautiful town down there, and if you're going down to the game, certainly we hope that you enjoy your stay down there in the Savannah area. Folks, I want to talk a little bit about something that's going to be coming up on Tuesday of next week. That's the 4th of December. Each year, the Lincoln Memorial University Athletics Department is fortunate enough to be involved with goings-on at the Middlesboro Walmart that is put on by the Middlesboro Rojos organization. Now, the Rojos typically used to be retired JC's members, and back in the 60s, Archie Campbell, the former country music singer that is now passed away, had a song out entitled Rojo the Rooster. Well, retired JC's members were referred to as exhausted roosters, and so they adopted the name Rojo the Rooster. Well, what they do each year is they put on a fishing tournament that takes place the first weekend in May. It's a $5 ticket, and what happens, they sell these tickets to raise money for the area's needy children and buy them toys and clothes at Christmas time that they wouldn't otherwise have were it not be for this effort. Well, December 4th, Tuesday, this week, is the annual shopping spree. Now, these children, and there's about 270 of them approximately, have been selected by the area principals of the area elementary schools as the neediest children in that school. So the Lincoln Memorial University Athletics Department and others from LMU that wish to volunteer in surrounding area, they go over and provide help as ROHO helpers, and they help each one of these individual children select the right sizes and the clothing that they need, and they'll spend $110 on clothes and $40 on toys. They're also taken to see Santa Claus. They're fed by Walmart, and it's a big day for them. And so this coming Tuesday, beginning at around 9 o'clock, I believe, in the Walmart, those kids will be brought in for their annual shopping spree. And I can tell you that we're going to be doing a show on this, as we do each year, that's going to air somewhere around the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday. And it is a very heartwarming event. So if you'd like to know more information about that, you can contact either the LMU Athletics Department at 423-869-6285, or you can contact any ROHO member. I'm one of those, and if you'd like to reach me, my office number is 423-869-7413, and we'll be glad to inform you more about how you can purchase a ticket in the springtime for the event that raises the money, or how you can be part of that shopping spree as well if you'd like to come over and help. It's a great way to get into the Christmas holiday spirit, and of course for the LMU athletes, it's a great way for them to give back. I mean, they realize that they're fortunate to have a college scholarship or to be playing on the college level, but they don't always realize exactly how fortunate they are. And when they go into these events, I'm telling you, it is just it's all you can do to hold those student athletes in one place, because they're all coming out very upbeat after they take the kids through, and they just love it. They actually fight to come back over and participate each year. And in the past several years, we have had very good participation, having more than 100 student athletes and coaches coming over from the LMU Athletics Department to give help with the ROHO's organization. So again, that's Tuesday, and we'd certainly like to see you over there if you'd like to come over and help out at the Middlesboro Walmart on the grocery side section at about 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. All right. Now, next week, of course, the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball team is going to be idle until Saturday. They will travel to UVA Wise up in Wise, Virginia for a non-conference battle with the Highland Cavaliers. For the Lady Railsplitters, they will have I believe it's a Thursday game against Concord out of West Virginia, and that is their next outing. It is a road trip. For the Railsplitters following the Saturday game, well, they're not going to play again until the 16th, and that's going to be the case for the Lady Railsplitters, both of them in non-conference play again. The LMU men, of course, I believe will play King in that outing at home, and I think the Lady Railsplitters play Queens, and then as I've already alluded to, the Railsplitters will close out the first half of the schedule against Augusta State on the road down in Augusta, Georgia. So it is a tough road for the Railsplitters right now as they look to close out the first half of the season. For the Lady Railsplitters, same thing. They're wavering a little bit right now at 4-3, but Roger Hodge will have his team back on track this weekend when they head down there to Newberry, South Carolina. Hopefully the Railsplitters and Lady Railsplitters will be able to pick up a victory this weekend in conference play. That's really about all the time we have in the show for tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope that you'll join us next week as we bring you all that's going on with Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. For the Railsplitter Athletics Report, good night, everybody.